First and foremost, I want to thank all the ladies who joined me last Friday for the Elevate Her Leadership Mixer that I hosted here in Sierra Vista. It was a blast. We had food, drinks, because we got to get a little comfortable while we're talking, but lots of nuggets were shared just across the board. And we discussed how to network efficiently to encourage that professional growth within our own careers. Now, I want to talk about some of those tips here in the vlog today because I think networking is oh so important as a professional. So let's talk. Quick, if you're new to the channel, welcome. To stay abreast of Max Perspective, new uploads, events, resources, services, etc. All that will be notified here on the channel, but you have to subscribe and make sure your notification bell is get uncomfortable. Yes. Get uncomfortable. Sometimes when we're new to an organization or we're new to a position, we kind of tiptoe, kind of feel our way, and we don't always want to talk to so many people. Leverage those people. Talk to peers, talk to people outside your cultural background. Connect with people that are on higher level than you, that is on another level of higher echelon than you, because you can leverage that information. You can gain knowledge and from their experiences and actually utilize it within your organization. Those connections that you build, those relationships that you build both inside your organization and outside of your organization allows you to become value added. And that's all you want to do at the end of the day. You want to be an asset to your organization. And you do this by gaining as much information as you can. So when problems arise, you have some place to go to create solutions. You have input from other people. You have advice that you can gather from other people that you've built relationships with. So if you're shy, you're someone who's nervous, or you're someone that, research on your own when you're not quite familiar with something, you need to make yourself uncomfortable so you can get out there and make those actual connections and network. I remember first coming into my first unit, my first organization, and I was asked to do the unit status report as a chemical officer. Now, we're expected to know how to do this as a chemo, but, this is not something they actually teach us. Nevertheless, I know I had to get it done. So I'm looking around, my actual unit outside my organization to see who can help me make this happen. And I spoke with a guy who was in a organization that mirrored mine. And he spoke so eloquently about his unit. He was able to, in meetings, he was able to just speak freely about the capabilities of his unit. I'm like, what? This is somebody I need to talk to. And I did just that. I reached out to him like, hey, new here to the island, here in Hawaii, but I need help with this unit status report. And he opened up some time, just spoke with me, worked with me. I became like a mini guru, like a little protege of him. So when we both were in this meeting, speaking about our unit, I just felt like I was all knowledgeable when it came to that because I leveraged that connection. And by doing that, he plugged me into other peers around my organization who was doing the same thing that I was. Talk about connected. So when I was in the stump the chump moment, I had plenty of people that I could reach out to. So get uncomfortable. Like I said, once you start gaining these vital information and you're able to utilize it in your organization for yourself, you become value added for the greater good of the group. Two is to network with a purpose. Now, just like you want to have specific goals that are measurable with the time bound, you want to network with a purpose or an end state in mind. Now, you probably already do this when you see somebody and he or she is connected to this person. You're like, I might need to talk to her because he or she is plugged in. And I need to be amongst that. So make sure that when you're networking with different people, you know why you're doing what you're doing, and this person actually have a direct impact to your professional growth. For me, I recently found out that I am going to a new organization in Georgia, and the guy that's actually the head honcho, the boss here at my current organization in Arizona, just came from that specific organization. Now, he was the director of the section that I'm going to be in charge of once I arrive. So why would I not rub elbows with him and just talk to him about, how do I prepare myself for a smooth integration once I get there? What are some things that I need to start working on now that I can, put me above the curve once I get there? And so I was already thinking about creating that opportunity for myself. But he actually came to me. He came to our classroom here in Arizona, and I was actually the person in charge for the day, and I was able to discuss with him current operations that we were going over. Now, this yielded a conversation about my next assignment. Needless to say, we spoke briefly about it, and he gave me some brief tips on how to excel. And I saw him write down my name, and I'm like, okay, what does this mean? I must be, doing all right. Now, the next week, I see him in a hallway, and he was like, hey, Lieutenant Mack, I passed your name up to the organization that you're going to. They can't wait to have you. They're so excited. And I'm like, me? But of course, I said, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. It's definitely great speaking with you, and I hope to speak with you more in the future. But talk about plugged in. I was already going to network with him for a purpose, but the fact that I actually did, and it actually panned out to work out really well, was like, oh, yes. So make sure you network with a purpose. Do so, because it is so vital to your professional growth. Tip number 3 is to be proactive in approach when you're networking. If you want your organization to invest in you, maybe there is a training opportunity that you have your eye on, or there is a position that you feel you will be a good candidate for. Reach out to whoever is in charge, the boss hog, the director, the HR, whoever. Reach out to that person and say, hey, my name is Della Mack. I am interested in blah, 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 because I feel like it can elevate whatever. And this is a good asset for your organization because of blah, blah, blah. Like, make sure you have a spiel ready to go that both tells what you can do, as well as how this newfound position or newfound training can help the organization. And once that conversation is complete, once you have made that connection, you want to have your cover letter ready. You want to have your resume ready. You want to have whatever external documents you need, perhaps an application that you need to submit for a follow-up email, because you don't want them to forget that I had this conversation. So per the conversation we just had, sir or ma'am, here are the documents, because I'm so eager to be a part of whatever. Like, make sure that you are proactive when you're doing everything. If you're in the military and there's a position that you're seeking, or there is a school that you want to go to, same thing applies. You want to have your military bio ready. I have a 5-year plan that I submit with all my documents as well. So create a 5-year plan so you can, go above and beyond. You want to have your military resume done. You want your record brief, whether it's an officer record brief or an enlisted record brief, to be up to date with a clean photo, so that when you submit all these documents up, you look squared away. And you do the same thing. You do a follow-up email to let them know that you're heavily invested in yourself and you're interested, and you've thought about this prior to actually communicating with them. So definitely do this. You are in charge of your career. Do not be reactive with your career and sit back and wonder, like, what if they, or what if they don't? No. Get proactive. You could be currently in an operations cell, which is probably managing different projects and make sure things flow within your organization. But you see yourself working in the IT field. Do not get deterred because at this current moment, you don't have the certs necessary to do IT. Now, when you're selling yourself for that actual position, you want to say, hey, I understand I need this certification. I'm currently working on this. However, I still feel like I'm a good candidate for this because of whatever background and experience you have. Like, do not let that stop you from being where you want to be professionally. That's how important it is to network. And I think it is also important, especially as a young leader, to make connections early on so that you can have places or people that you can reach back to for advice, input, etc. And I know in this day and age, we as women sometimes are reluctant to give up our resources or our knowledge because we don't want he or she to, level up on us or get to where we are. But I just think that it's so crazy. Because you are uniquely you, and nobody can level up on your position unless you allow them to do that. So do not worry about that. To be of service is to be a leader, is to elevate people around you and become a change agent within your organization. I digress. But I hope you took something away from this vlog. Please follow me on my social media. And if you haven't done it, subscribe right there. Might be subscribe down below. But yeah, follow me on my social media as well at max.perspective. It's the same across all platforms, IG, Facebook. Like I said, subscribe. subscribe. It has been a pleasure speaking with you guys. Until next time, this has been Max Perspective, bringing you a fresh point of view.